Alright, hello everyone on YouTube. It's been a really long time since I recorded a video here, but that was mainly because it was an open beta and I did record a game, but I just was too lazy to record anymore and not very many people were playing. But now, as you know, the game is released and I promised to make a video when the game came out, so I'm just getting around to it now. This footage is actually a month old. I recorded this like on pretty much the first day the game came out, but I'm just getting around to compiling the video right now. I decided to play as Japan because Japan was never in any of the open betas or even the closed betas, so this is Japan versus I think the UK on this map here, which is I think Nijmegen or something. I don't know how you pronounce it, but it's one of the new maps. So, and it's I think this was a 3 versus 3. It's been a while, but yeah. I just have just bought some infantry here, a rifleman squad. And actually, since then, a new patch has came out for this game, which has enabled you to, which makes the SNLF squad have like really big SMGs, like the Type 2 SMG and the MP28 and stuff like that, which is really cool. And then they have a lot of firepower, like 50 round magazines, and they shoot really fast. So I'm glad they added that, and they added a few new models in that patch. And so it was really good. It's good to know that Digital Mind stops supporting their game beyond release. As you can see here, I just have my infantry on the left side, and they're getting massacred by a dime over there. I always recommend at the beginning of a match bringing up an anti-tank rifleman with your squad of infantry, because anti-tank riflemen are really useful against light vehicle rushes, which Britain and the US tend to do. So if you bring up AT rifleman with your infantry, you'll pretty much be able to deal with most threats. As you can see here, I put my try to move up my AT rifleman, put him in direct control here, and I kill him right there. I damage his hull, and I decided to fire a few more, but it just kind of confused the hull, confused the crew. I mean, yeah, the Japanese AT rifleman is probably the best anti-tank rifleman in the game. It's a 5-round magazine, it's accurate, it has a high rate of fire, like it's even better than it was in original Man of War. You can fire the thing like 5 shots, semi-automatic, and be pretty much 100% accurate. It's an amazing weapon for dealing with light vehicles, because you don't have to reload after each shot like the boys or the any other. Well, actually, I think the boys is magazine fed, but like it's just they're not semi-automatic. Those are bolt actions. So, but yeah, I got my infantry and the few guys in the middle here that I'm just moving up, and they have a jeep, which is visible right there, and is moving up. So, yeah, and the Japanese special units in this game are also pretty good. Like, they have the 200mm rocket launcher, the SNLF squad, or the Marine squad, the Kamikaze, which, as you know from my previous videos, is always a blast to use. And the Honey one, which is like their super tank. I've never actually used that yet. Oh, and as you can see right there, I throw a hand bomb, which is like the Japanese unique kind of weapon. Like, each soldier's a hand bomb. It's just like a massive hand grenade, basically, that explodes really big. And right here, pretty much I held down that point from an entire squad of Brits with pretty much 2 guys, so I thought that was a pretty good accomplishment. Yeah, I really do enjoy the new Japanese faction, though. Like, the new Japanese faction is, like, really effective, and they, like, I remember, like I said a long time ago, the Japanese always had good guns in their tanks, but had okay armor. Well, that's especially true in Assault Squad. Japanese tanks have great guns, but not so great armor. Like, the 75mm Type 90 AT gun is like one of the most powerful AT guns around now, and I would almost say that the Chinu is better than the Panzer IV-G and the Panzer IV-H almost. It's a very powerful gun. It doesn't have the greatest armor, but the gun is like amazing. And right here I'm just trying to watch my allies infantry try to take down that tank there, but it doesn't work out too well. But yeah, the 75mm Type 90 is great. And even the Chi-He. The Chi-He is now a very, very good early game tank, now that the Chi-He is armed with the 57mm gun instead of the 47mm. Like, as you can see, I buy one right here. The 57mm, it's like a long-barreled kind of 57mm. It's quite similar to the UK's 6-pounder, and I'd actually say it's almost even better. It has a lot of penetration power, and it's quite accurate even at long range, so it's a great early game tank, and it has a fair bit of armor too, like 50mm of armor. That's as much as the Panzer IV-G. Well, actually, I don't think the turret has 50mm, but I don't think that's all 50mm, but I know that at least one part of it has 50mm, so it is quite useful. As you can see here, I'm trying to get him that diameter through the building with the 57, but the 57 doesn't have quite enough power to do that. Right there, he loses his turret to, I don't even know why. Oh, and right there, he gets blown up. But I think my tank did that, and yeah, That was good. So yeah, I got my tree on the left side there. I'm moving up my cheeky here. This game isn't very long. It's not even 2 parts. We kick these guys' asses. And then this was day 1 of the game kept coming out, so there's a lot of noobs playing. I'm gonna say that, but there are definitely some better people playing now. And right here, I'm trying aiming my sniping with my cheeky here at long range. And right there, I get a hit on him, and I'm reloading. And it reloads pretty quickly. So I fire right there, and boom! Great snipe, and that right there demonstrates the power and ability of the Cheeky and the 57mm. It's really a great tank and a good gun to use. You can also buy the 57 outside of the Cheeky too. You can use this as an AT gun. And the Japs have like more AT guns than pretty much like every other faction now. They have the 47, the 57, the 75, and they also have the 75mm, the new 75mm Type 90 AA gun, which is basically a towed version of the Cheetos gun. And as you know, the Cheetos gun is very powerful, so it's almost equivalent to the Panthers gun. So it's pretty lethal to have the 75mm Type 90 AA. It's pretty much I would say a worthy equivalent to the British 32 pounder and the American 90mm. But actually, the 90mm isn't in this game. Right here, this guy is too dumb to support his tanks, so I throw up blow up his turret. But unfortunately, I don't have any weapons to finish off the tanks, so I just kind of have to run away. but yeah, the Type 90 AA gun, or not the Type 90, the Type 5, I think, is really a great weapon to use. Even the Hago and the Kinu, those early game little tanks, like the little fast 37mm gun ones, if you know how to use those tanks, you could really be like great at early game work in this game. Like a micromanaged Hago that is managed really well is really a force to be reckoned with, because you can just drive really fast and just mow down and fire HE shells at enemy infantry squads that are unprepared. You can pretty much mow them all down before they even know what's happened, and you can just maraud and just cause tons of early game damage, which can really mess up the enemy strategy if the enemy doesn't know what they're doing. And right here, I'm firing an enemy Achilles with my Cheeto again here, just demonstrating the power. I fire a few times at him here, but he's too dumb to notice me. But right there, I get his track, and I think I eventually take him out here. I don't know if I get him from this range, but yeah, right there, I kill one of the crew. See, again, this is the very powerful new Cheeto, and right there actually destroys hull. So I sniped in Achilles, which actually is a fair amount of armor with the Cheeto, and that's just a great tank, and I really do enjoy it. And right there, the Kamikaze somehow fails at blowing up the Valentine. I don't even know what the heck happened, but oh yeah, another thing, the 200 and 300mm, when the game first came out, the rocket launchers, they used to be extremely inaccurate and were pretty much useless, but the first patch that came out, it fixed the accuracy for them, and now they're actually usable again. As if you've ever watched my previous videos, you'll know how easy it is to use the 200mm. Like, if you know how to aim it, you can snipe really well with it, and then the rocket will come down pretty much exactly where you want it, and you'll be able to destroy on a direct hit, you'll be able to destroy pretty much any tank in the game. And for the first patch, it was totally useless and so inaccurate. But the second patch really did fix that. Oh, and right there, Kamikaze blows up the Valentine, which is pretty funny. These guys don't know how to defend against Kamikazes, which is unfortunate, but it's what are you gonna do? But yeah, the 200mm is now greatly accurate again, and if you know how to use it, you can get direct hits and take out tanks with it. And it is again much worthy of your use. Unfortunately, it's considered a special unit now, though, but the 300mm launcher isn't. I wouldn't recommend the 300mm though, unless you're kicking the other team's ass, because it does take a lot of points to use it. Its reload speed is like once every 5 years, so. I buy some SNLF here. These are the old SNLF, as I said earlier. They don't have the Type 2 SMG or the MP28. And they just have a Type 98 or whatever the Type 95 SMG, I think that is. I don't know, I haven't played World at War in a long time, so I don't really remember any of the Japanese gun names. But yeah, even before they got their new weapons, the SNLF were still pretty good. But now that they have their new weapons, I would rank them up there with the Russian Red Guards. I don't know if they're as good as the American Rangers though, because those Johnson rifles and M2 carbines are pretty amazing. And they're probably not as good as the SAS, because the SAS have the Vickers KGO, which is like a 1 million round magazine, and these guys only have Type 99 machine guns, which are okay, but they're not like the Vickers. And right here, my SNLF pretty much mow down that entire squad of infantry, and here comes a Jeep though, which does cause a little bit of trouble for a little bit. I tell my infantry to engage, and they pretty much just shred him, you know. So yeah. Pretty good. Oh yeah, and of course, all special infantry, the SNLF or whatever, they come with bazookas. These guys have, I think, 2 bazookas. Pretty much all infantry have bazookas. Like the Americans have the recoilless rifle, the British have the Pied. You know, I think that for the British only have 1 Pied guy, whereas everyone else has 2 bazookas. I'm not really sure how that works, but those are the slight differences. It has a infantry squad in the middle there, but they all get blown up. So yeah, I don't know. My clan lately, the 7th. Has been kind of playing a little bit. We're trying to get reorganized. So I don't know if I've ever told you guys, but I am in the 7th Army clan for this game. I don't know if you ever want to like join the clan or hit me up. You can apply and just the leader's name is General Judkins, and you can find the group on Steam and whatnot. And I don't know. We try to play pretty often, but usually I just play with Elephant Guts, Folly Wars, and those guys. If you probably noticed my videos, I play with them pretty constantly. So right here, I destroyed that Crusader with my Chinu or Chihi, sorry. And that Chihi was like an amazing tank. I pretty much destroyed like every enemy tank in the game with it, so it worked out very well. And yeah, but yeah, my clan is pretty much, we're growing. We have our own forums and website now, so if you want to ever like hit me up or like maybe think about joining, you can go ahead and do that. And nobody would mind, and you get to play with me and a few other people in my clan who are actually pretty skilled at this game, so it wouldn't be a problem by any means. And feel free to hit us up sometime. Oh yeah, and you can always add me on Steam and message me, and I'll usually play with you depending on what I'm doing at that time. I'm kind of busy with school right now because I got 12th grade here, getting towards the end of the year. I know it's actually only March, but I got other stuff on my mind, you know. But yeah, anyway, yeah, we pretty much slaughtered these guys here. I don't even think they got 1 point. Yeah, it's 91 to 100, 91 to 0 at this point. So yeah, it was still a good game though, and a good intro game, because this was one of the first games that I played, and it really gave me confidence in the game and showed me that Japan was actually a good faction now, because you know that in original Men of War, that Japan really couldn't fight the Soviet Union or like even the UK that well. But now in Assault Squad, Japan is really a force to be reckoned with, and is definitely on par with the other factions, like for sure. And I would definitely learn to respect them and their sneaky kamikaze tactics and heavy rocket launchers, which are quite useful. Well, this video is coming to an end here, and there's no other parts. It's a short one, so thank you for watching, everyone, and it's guy number 7 signing off.